Hello, and wherever you are and whenever you are, as always, happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Hello, colleagues. Welcome back to the office and to another episode, our latest episode of Dungeon Manager. If you're in the Twitch chat, do feel free to sound off. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Click the bell icon. You get a notification every time we have a new episode. It helps with the algorithm or something like that. I'll learn it at some point. But much more importantly, we are joined for a second week in a row by the wonderful SHAMINI Bundell. Hello, SHAMINI. Hey, it's so lovely to have you back. And Effie is a delight. And can we keep her forever, please? Okay. So before we begin, a couple of thanks, as ever, to our assistant dungeon managers on Patreon, the wonderful Graham Muir, Rory O'Sullivan, and Hannah Congrave. Thank you so much for your continued support. It honestly means the world to us. If you want to check out what it is they are supporting and what benefits they are gaining from said support, you can check out our Patreon. We're Dungeon Manager. We put up stat blocks, we put up maps, we put up special additional secret content and notes and all that lovely jazz. But in addition to that, as well as supporting us on Patreon, you can support us by using discount codes. We are affiliated once again with Zavi. Zavi have an incredible range of D&D related merchandise and clothing. And if you use our very specific, yet at the same time, very generic codes, Dungeon 10 for 10% off site-wide and Dungeon 20 for 20% off all D&D related clothing. And as mentioned before, you can find us on YouTube. And all of our old content is on there, including all of our past episodes and our one-shots and mini-campaigns, including our Icewind Dale one. You can also check us out on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean if you prefer listening rather than watching. That was a weird way to phrase it.
It's kind of like ASMR, so it's sort of suited it.
Yeah. So, without further ado, let us jump once more into the world of Dungeon Manager. Confronting the hooded individual on your tail. The figure removed their hood, revealing themselves to be a small, gnomish individual. Introducing herself as Effie, she claimed that she was asking for help, with a particular focus on asking terror. Her friend, an artificer named Eric, had been kidnapped, on loan to Lady Esther Stormlock, by an individual called Lord Harwood, and was being kept in a warehouse by Neverwinter guards. After being introduced to the group's rather eclectic mounts, Effie guided you all to the air docks north of Neverwinter, home to a mighty menagerie of sky galleons and airships, until eventually you found yourselves outside a very large structure, the warehouse, and within lay Eric. As Effie turned you invisible, Zini, you snuck inside, disguised as a spider, discovering a small office space containing a diminutive gnome, toiling away at blueprints. And avoiding his captors, some guards, and a strange-looking mechanical contraption, you were able to communicate with him by using your spidery legs to create spidery writing, letting him know that Effie was outside. And passing across the group's sending stone, you left him behind to meet back up with the group and to decide your next move. And so, all of you heading back to the Fallen Tower Tavern in the River District, you discuss the plan to infiltrate around the time of the guard's changeover, while Effie caused a distraction outside, and get Eric out under cover of darkness. Content, you began to make your preparations. So, before you go about your plan, as you sit within the Fallen Tower Tavern, is there anything you want to do, any conversations you want to have before you set back off to the air docks of Neverwinter?
Is giving Tara some boots. Can I have a quiet conversation while I'm like poking her feet into boots?
Sure.
Just there, just like left a bit, mind your toe, that kind of thing.
Like a shoe fitting.
Yeah,
Exactly. They have like those things that you put your foot on.
Yeah. So, and she's sort of being deliberately kind of like quiet here. Is it true then what they say about, well, you know, people like you and, you know?
No, I don't. You're going to have to be a bit more specific.
Well, you're with the hands, aren't you? The guiding hands. I've heard they say that they help and well, you are helping me, so I guess it's true.
I'll like lower my voice even more. How did you know about that?
I saw the token that you left on Phyllis's desk. It was part of the well, that was what prompted the following, you see. That's why I thought you might be, you know, a good person.
Oh.
Which
So you thought, okay.
Very much so. I've checked. Observational studies can conclude. Good.
Mm-hmm. So you thought it was a good idea to talk about it openly?
What do you mean?
You know, the mysterious secret organization.
Well, I don't know what your rules are. They're an organization that I've heard of. Have I offended you?
Not me, no. But just maybe don't mention it anymore.
Because it's secret.
Yes, it's secret.
Well, then how are you supposed to help people if people don't know if you're going to help them?
Well, if they don't know you're going to help them, then you just help them.
I can see how that would work. It's sort of like observation without biasing the subjects.
Sure.
That's very clever. I shall be careful to be extra secretive. And if anyone wants help, I shan't tell them to come to you.
You can do that, but just don't mention anything else.
Right. Okay. I'll just say they might be the kind of person who could lend a helping hand, and then I'll wink. Would that be?
You can do that.
All right. Thank you. I'm so glad I found you all. I was really worried that Eric wouldn't want to come back with me at all. I saw him once and I managed to visit him because I was very polite but firm repeatedly, and that does get good results, you see. Apart from in this case, it didn't get good results because they did let me see him, but then he said some things that I didn't think he would probably say, which is how I knew he was in trouble. But
what did he say?
Well, he said that he didn't want to go back to his old life because it was dull and uninteresting, and he wasn't interested in speaking to boring, uninteresting people, which I don't think he would say, but then I thought, well, you know, Neverwinter is very exciting. I mean, it's almost as advanced as Comstat in technological terms, and you know, maybe he just sort of left everything behind, and he just sort of moved on, and he just wasn't interested in anything anymore. But I just didn't think he would probably call me boring,
Do you
right?
think maybe that he knew that you knew he wouldn't say that kind of thing?
It was a code! It was a code! I've heard things about Lord Harwood, though. He's very scary. You do not want to be going anywhere near him. Maybe it was a code. That makes me feel so much better. Thank you.
But also maybe it's the truth. Maybe part of it is, he doesn't want to go back to Lord Harwood because he doesn't like working for him.
No. Yes. Well, no. I hope not. If we break him out of the warehouse and he decides he wants to go back and work for Lord Harwood again, I should be very upset. I don't think that's the case, though. I think he only thinks he wants to work for Lord Harwood when he's working for Lord Harwood.
Okay, well, let's get him out first and then...
All right. Do we have to ride on those, loudly, giant things again? Could we walk, or horses, or those the only options?
The rest of you see Effie's quite distressed and quite nervous face across the bar.
How long would it take for us to walk? I feel like I would know this.
It will probably take you around 15, 20 minutes, probably.
I can get us there quicker. If I go down some alleyways.
Well, it's outside of the city, so...
Are there no alleyways?
In the wilderness? No, it's...
Wilderness alleyway.
Can I not use some alleyways to get to the edge of the city?
Yeah, no, you can do that, absolutely. But it will be around 20 minutes from the edge of the city to the air docks, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we would... By going on the Nithbys, we would be saving an entire 15 minutes, so...
We also, although it's not the most subtle way to exit, it might be helpful to shorten the time that Eric is invisible. Just in case he becomes visible while we're still there. Maybe we should leave as quickly as we can.
We could leave the mounts just outside of where we need to be. And Redigan is more than capable of looking after them, but if Xenia feels that she wants Redigan along as well, then I think the Nithbys will be just fine on their own.
Well, we can leave him within whistling distance.
Yeah.
And if we need a rhino to break down the doors, just in case anything goes drastically wrong,
Yes.
we've got him close by. Effie, did you not enjoy your riding on Redigan? Was that...
Redigan's fine. No, I like that one, yes.
Okay. He wasn't mean to you, or, he didn't bump you unnecessarily.
No, he seemed very placid and not hungry, which I appreciated.
Good, because, I sometimes have to check. He's a little bit mischievous.
So, does anyone want to come into the warehouse with me?
I can make one other person invisible if you want to go and, be backup.
Well, would it make sense that I did that then? Just because I'm stealthiest and can cast a spell to make us even stealthier?
And we've done this kind of thing before.
Yeah, we're old hands at it.
So someone
Old talents, anyway.
Someone else needs to do the bottle then.
Oriana,
Well, already.
you've been the recipient of my spider climb spell a few times. I think you are quite good at getting up to high places. Would you mind doing the honour?
Yeah. Fine.
Yes, you would mind, or yes, you're happy to do it?
I'll do it.
Wonderful.
You're a very good person. Sorry.
I scowl a little bit.
Only a little bit.
Just a touch. There may be a hint of a smile in there somewhere, but...
You better take the bottle then. I don't know if I still have it or if I can...
No, you gave it to me, but I'll pass it to Oriana.
Okay. So, is your plan set before we start off?
Let's just talk through it. So, Effie's going to cast invisibility on me and Zini.
Yes.
We're going to go in and I'm going to cast invisibility on Eric. And then I'm going to disguise myself and we're going to all walk out. And if necessary, Oriana has the smoking bottle out the window.
Yes.
And Effie and Scarlet will be distracting the guards on the front. And Dalafar will be somewhere around checking in on everyone.
Plan C, yes.
We're going to aim to go in at 8 p.m. so that it's timed with so that the door will be open. But that might only be on the way in, so on the way out, doors might need to be opened.
Yeah, and I need to cast Pass Without Trace before Effie casts invisibility on us.
Okay.
Have I seen what the guards look like when we were there earlier?
Make a retroactive, either perception or investigation, whichever you would rather.
What would I rather?
Whichever you feel you would have used.
Okay. 27.
You got a very, very good glimpse of the two who were out front. There was sort of a fairly burly looking individual, as most of the guards are, to be fair. But one was slightly leaner, but had quite a thick brown beard over his quite pale and lined face.
Okay.
Okay. So, you heading off?
I guess we'll head off closer to 8. Whatever that is.
Well,
sorry, I was going to say, in the meantime, I'll have a short rest.
I was about to say this counts as a short rest, so if anyone has any hit points or spells that they're currently missing out on, feel free to bump those back up again.
By the way, I'm still, as far as I know, I am still bulked up.
You're still
Hence the
hench.
higher hit points. I am still hench, because it just lasts forever.
Can you replenish spells through short rest?
Depends.
Only if you
It
have
depends
that,
on your class, I think.
that ability.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I was just going to ask, with a short rest, health regen is just through hit dice, is that right?
Yeah, so just roll as many of your hit die as you would like, and add your constitution modifier to each of those as well.
And if anybody wants, they can scoff one of their Scarlet snacks to get +4 temporary HP.
Does that work
Yeah.
in battle as well?
You can eat it as a bonus action, so you could save it for battle, although it's only +4, and it doesn't. Yeah, I think it only. Let me just check. I
It
think
might be the difference between life and death.
Yeah, I think the bonus action only. Yeah, so I think it lasts like a day, so you could eat. I don't think there's any mechanical advantage I can see waiting to eat it, but obviously it's everybody's own choice.
Yeah.
What does it taste like? I'm eating mine.
I would say like a brunch bar, but like posh.
So it has like really nice yogurt on the bottom of it.
Yeah, and it's got like really rare, weird seeds in it, and like I guess fantasy cranberries and fantasy raisins.
In your relatively short time with the group, Effie, you have noticed that while a lot of the group are fairly like salt of the earth and sort of very much used to sort of the slightly more rustic surroundings that you currently find yourself in the Fallen Tower, Scarlet does somewhat stick out like a sore thumb wherever you have gone, and certainly the way in which she speaks about her cooking and sort of life in general, you get a sense that she's probably from somewhere a bit different. But as everyone short rests and as everyone eats down the very, very delicious bars with collectible wrapping, do you head
They've
off?
all got trading cards.
But they're all of Scarlet in different like poses.
I got the Scarlet with the white hat. That's an old one.
Yeah, so they're limited
Classic.
edition now, Zuni, so keep it safe.
I don't eat my bar until we're sort of in the woods, sort of on the way.
Okay.
Okay, and I've used. Can I use 5 of my hit die?
Yeah, you can use as many as you like.
Yeah, I would like to use 5 of them and restore. I've already rolled for 35 HP. For a tank, I would not be doing my job very well if I wasn't. So I'm back up to really good health.
So, Dalify, you disappear into the room that you're staying in and just sort of shut your eyes for a bit until you sort of wake feeling a little better. Like, you can still definitely feel the bruises around the ribs from your encounter with the living constructs earlier. But you come out to your friends feeling ever so slightly lighter, despite the heavy armor that you wear. And, unless there's anything that anyone would like to do, you head on out, rejoining your mounts and jumping on them once more. You ride out. You ride out north, out past the boundaries of Neverwinter, and once more to the air docks of Neverwinter. And it is quieter now. You can see torchlight hanging from the various towers, and even within the ships themselves that hang mid-air above you, still casting their shadows down, you can see flickering orangey light from within the glass windows around. A number of the warehouses are shut up for the night, with great chains on their doors and no light coming from within at all. And every so often you see patrolling around the area squads of 5 Neverwinter guards carrying torches and with their weapons holstered. But as you approach, they appear to pay you no mind, and you see that there are indeed a number of either workers or sailors or just staff generally that are still up and around at this hour, either making preparations for the following day or simply visiting to bring more cargo, more crates, more barrels. But you were able to enter the air docks with no trouble at all. So where are you going?
Can we look for a place that's fairly circumspect to hide the mounts?
Sure, make a perception check.
Wait, I'm confused about the plan. So
That lasted long.
invisibility is being cast on me by Effie,
Yeah.
and then I'm casting it on Eric, which will break my invisibility, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. But then
But then as
you
soon as I
cast-
do disguise self, won't it break the invisibility on Eric?
No, because it's not a concentration spell.
But
It's the
it's
person...
casting a spell, though,
Yeah, but
isn't
it's
it?
the person who is invisible that it breaks.
Right, okay.
It's not if you cast a spell on yourself, as long as it's not concentration.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's
Continue.
it's deeply confusing.
Can you not upcast it
As in on a higher level.
and do yourself as well? You could be. If you,
I think it's the highest level
Level 3.
slot I have. Yeah, it's the highest level slot I have.
So what did you roll, Michael?
I rolled a 17.
17. So looking around, you sort of get a lay of the land, and you see that a number of the warehouses, closed up as they are very, very quiet, and you can see that there is fencing around a few of them, where you can see that there are crates and barrels that are stacked behind, ready to be lifted off the following morning. But looking around, you see that these large buildings create and cast large shadows across the ground. And while a lot of the land around here is fairly open just by necessity, it is between a number of these buildings that you imagine you can probably hide as best as you can in this area.
Okay, I will signal to the others that we need to drop that way.
Okay. So the myth beasts follow your direction, stalking through just as they just slowly creep forward until they are under the shadow of the warehouse.
Are we ready?
Yep. Shall I cast?
Whatever be.
Okay, so I take the little pot of ashes and rub my finger along it and then place it on my lips and cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
touch both Zini and Terra, and again you get the sort of whirring, clicking sound, and they both disappear.
So in front of your eyes, it looks as though Effie goes from touching your two friends to just simply leaning against thin air as they disappear in front of you.
Dalifar, you have the sending stone.
Says a voice.
Yes, I do.
So, yeah, that probably works, doesn't it? You keep the sending stone, Eric has the other one.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're just waiting for a signal. So shall we get in position and then we just wait for his signal? Just go ahead now.
I mean, yeah, sending stones are just for emergencies, I guess.
You should go in when the doors are open, because the doors don't open very much. So as soon as the doors are open, if you see an opportunity, go for it.
Let's move then.
So,
Oh, hang on, Jess.
Jess.
We couldn't hear you for a bit. I don't.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, my voice. The microphone closer. Should we pre-warn Eric with the sending stone?
If we get in before we get the message from him, yes. If not, he was going to tell us when he's basically ready. I thought that was what we said.
Tell him that everything's going to be all right, and not to worry, and to be very careful.
I say sure, and then look, and then look at Scarlet and just as if to say, well, I can't do it now because it's just one use of the
When you speak to him, just.
So, you wait, and as you sit underneath the shadow of the buildings, looking across and occasionally seeing the patrols walk by, and occasionally hearing the sound of individuals moving crates across and shouting at one another, you can see in the distance your target, the warehouse. Light still flickering in the windows on the top level, and the two guards out front. And from where you are, you can also see the back of the building as well. And as you sit there, waiting and watching, you see a small patrol of guards start to move past your building and in the direction of the warehouse. And they seem to be heading towards the back entrance.
Right, let's go.
Okay. Can Zini and Terra make a stealth check at advantage? And while they are moving off invisibly, what are the rest of you doing?
Placing my hand on Oriana's shoulder to cast Spider Climb.
And very much like that scene in the first Spider-Man film, you start to feel the hairs on your extremities, Oriana. And once again, it's a little bit of a weird sensation, but as you just sort of bring one foot off the ground and test it up and down a couple of times, you get used to the adhesity of it, and you can climb pretty much anything now. Zini and Terra, what did you roll?
Is it, so we just get to, I thought it was, so do we get a +10, and also if Zini's is higher, I get Z?
Yeah.
All right, so 33?
25.
So the two of you move off, casting nary a sound as you walk forward, avoiding the areas of slightly longer grass so as not to leave any footprints.
We wouldn't anyway with Pass Without a Trace.
Also true. So you continue forward, moving behind this large group of individuals as they make their way towards a small door on the back of the warehouse with iron-barred windows on either side of it. And there is as the one in the front knocks.
Can I just ask if there was any conversation from the guards on their way to the warehouse?
Make a perception check for me.
Ooh, 28.
28. So you hear a couple of voices. Most of them appear to be grumbling about being put on another late shift. And I mean, fucking LDRs are just so long. But you hear another one just walking ahead and whispering to the other, "They'd give anything to pile up one of those things. Have you seen the firepower from those cannons? It's impressive. Yeah, well, they'll be going out soon enough." maybe you get your chance. That'd be nice. That would be very nice. And the door opens, and a guard stands behind it. It's about time. All right, lads, we're good to go. And stands back and, okay, so the little one's had his walk, so just keep him in the office. Obviously, he's already got the nimble right in there to look after him, but he's not going to cause any trouble. Anyway, have a good one, lads. And with that, a group of soldiers begin to walk out, and inside you see a fairly modestly sized mess hall. It's a simple room with stone walls and torches around its edges, with wooden lockers lining the space, and in its centre you see a number of tables. And the room is very quiet, with the guards standing and leaving, and you can see an abandoned game of cards on one of the tables. You can see a couple of dirty plates, and one of the guards entering goes, "Come on, you can at least clean up after yourselves, guys." And you see a copy of the Neverwinter Nights broadsheet splayed across one of the nearby benches. But as one group of soldiers leaves and another enters, they start to make themselves at home, sitting down, and a couple of them go, "Right, let's go see what's happening in the main building, then." And around 5 of them move into the other space, while the other 15 just make themselves at home in the mess room.
So we follow them in?
If you would like to, yes.
Yes, please.
Okay, so you move in just before the door is closed behind you, and it is warm in here. It is very warm.
Do I know why it's so warm?
You wouldn't, but Zini, you would know it is entirely because of the amount of heat that comes from the furnace in the next door room.
I don't think I know where Zini is, so I'm just going to reach and see if I can grab her arm.
I did think we should have probably been holding hands
Just
this
hold
entire
hands
time.
the whole way round.
Yeah.
There's an awkward moment where you both have this realization and just kind of reach out a bit before your fingers just manage to find one another, and you're just able to kind of grasp one another around the wrist.
Okay. So, do you want to just lead the way to the office?
I will reply in Broken Thieves' Cant by tapping on her wrist.
Okay.
Thieves' Cant doesn't work when we're invisible, really, does it?
As this is happening, and as the rest of you stand watching from afar, you see one group of soldiers enter the warehouse and another leave. And they walk back past you, moving past your hiding spot. What are you all doing?
I'm psyching myself up. I'm like, impoliteness, bad study mythology, biased sampling. I think I'm feeling ready, nearly ready.
Wonderful. Should we go together, or would you like to start it off and then I can come in as backup?
I don't mind. Whatever you think is best.
Perhaps we should both approach at once. That would
All right.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna start marching off crossly.
You see this small figure just striding towards, past the guards that are moving past you, and directly toward the entrance. As Scarlet follows, Oriana and Dalfa, what are you doing?
I can't remember. Do I need to wait for a sign, or can I just go?
You're not invisible though.
No, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
You can probably get near the building.
So you just need to find a window, but
Yeah.
one that no one can see you if you're like on the wall next to it. But you're staying outside.
Oh dear. Yeah, but when is a good time to risk climbing?
Yeah, surely if someone's going to look up the building and go, "What is that tiefling doing?" Like,
Silhouetted against the full moon.
A bright purple blob.
do I even know what window I'm going to?
There is only one
only-
large stretch of windows around the top layer.
Right. Okay. Is there with the windows? Is there anywhere that I can kind of like perch, like just above, or?
Yeah, I mean, with spider climb, you could climb to the top of the roof and then look down from the top.
Okay, let's do that. I will climb to the top. But, well, first of all, can I just make sure there's no one around?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask make a stealth check, but if you'd like to check for
lordy.
people...
Lordy, not stealth. So
is she within range of Zini by any chance?
No.
Maybe I should have done this before. Okay. So it's stealth then.
Yeah.
Good. Great.
I can't tell.
It's at disadvantage because of your armour.
Oh, yes it is, isn't it? Even better.
This might just be another distraction, so who knows?
Okay, so... Oh man, that was a good roll. Oh, okay. Well, it's 8.
8, okay. So, Scarlet and Effie, as you make your way over towards the large double doors, you just hear a and sort of proper like Blues Brothers style, you turn around and just see Oriana just trying to like run forward towards the door. And one of the guards in the front door just turns and, Oi, what? I'll go check that. And just leaves the door, leaving only one of them in front. And as Effie and Scarlet, you approach, the guard just turns and, oh no, not you again. We've already told you no, you cannot see him.
No, I have a new request. This time, I would like to speak to the manager.
And for all intents and purposes, I am the manager of the door, so...
No, not the manager of the door. No one wants to speak to a door manager. That's not a real job. I want to speak to the warehouse manager, the tank manager. Who manages the tanks? I know you've got tanks in there.
The tank manager is not in right now, but if you like, you can leave a message and I can pass it on for you. How does that sound?
No, right. Well, if the tank manager's not there, how about a building manager? Is there a building manager? Because I demand to Scarlet. What do I demand?
You demand to speak to an assistant manager. If the manager is not available, you should have an assistant manager. It's in the Neverwinter bylaws.
Bylaws?
As this is happening, inside, Terra and Zini, what are you doing?
I am guiding Terra towards the office.
Okay.
As carefully as possible.
So, coming out of the mess hall, you're met with the rather more quiet warehouse, certainly than the one that you saw earlier. There are no workers within toiling away at the furnaces, though they still emanate an incredible amount of heat. But Terra, for the first time, you see the rows and rows and rows of metal and wooden steam tanks, all of them armed with giant cannons, stretching almost as far as you can see. And you feel a tap on your hand as Zini continues trying to do Thieves' Cant, and you realise that what she is directing you towards is a small wooden gantry off in the corner of the warehouse with a set of wooden stairs leading up and heading to a small little wooden office in which there is a small flickering orange light.
I nod and then realise no one can see. And just carry on following.
Okay. Outside, Oriana, as you continue clanking towards the edge of the wall, a guard just comes round the corner. Hey, what are you doing?
Can I use commands and tell him to sleep?
Yeah, sure. What's the saving throw for that?
I think it'll be 15.
Okay. He meets it as you just say sleep, and he goes, what? No, hey, hang on, what are you trying? And you see him just begin to bring out his sword and just, look, one more time, leave. Step away from the warehouse or I'm gonna have to put you under arrest.
Oh no, I know what Oriana would do though, and it's wrong.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Okay. Yeah. Can I? I'll just hit him. Screw it.
Okay, roll to attack. Michael, your face just disappeared.
I'm passing without a trace, Ed. Come on.
It's a good distraction, isn't it?
Sure.
Oh, Jesus Christ, seriously. That is... I've got 2 attacks, it's fine. That's an 11. No, yeah, 11.
That hits exactly.
No,
as
freaking
you
way!
just bring the pommel of your sword round his face. Roll for damage.
Do you know what I want? Do you know, I rolled a 2. So... oh, wait. That's a 7.
7?
Oh no, wait. Oh no, wait. Sorry, I'm not doing it right. It's not a 7. It's a 9.
A 9. Okay, so you just bring your sword round, smacking him round the side of the face, and you see his eyes just blur a little bit. You can take your second attack if you would like.
Okay, I'm going to totally and absolutely panic because I'm on my own here. And I'm going to cast Blinding Smite alongside my second attack, which is also an 11.
That hits exactly.
Rolling brilliantly.
This feels very similar to the last time we tried to do a plan.
Yeah. So that is 12 points of slashing damage, and then come on, D8.
I have an action I'll take seeing Oriana in battle.
Yeah, you are observing all of this in silence from afar. You just see this.
And that's 15 points of radiant damage.
Okay, well, you just, from the corner of your eye, Effie and Scarlet, you just see this slight flash from behind the nearby wall. And in front of you, Oriana, this guard just falls to the ground, dead.
Nice. Good. I turn and look at Danafar and I shrug, and then start planning.
Okay.
Leave the body there.
At this point, Delafoe is just like, I'm not surprised. And I start to get over to the body with the intent of dragging it out of plain sight.
No.
Can you make a stealth check at disadvantage for me, please? While this is happening, Terra and Zini, are you continuing to head towards the...
Yeah, because we don't know anything's gone wrong.
Yeah. So heading up the stairs and onto the wooden gantry, you see dead ahead of you the door to the office, the window next to it looking down onto the assembly line below. And outside the door are 2 guards who are simply just stood there. And you see at one point one of them just reach into their satchel and bring out a flask and... What's that? Yeah, no, well. And they just go back to just standing quite awkwardly. They don't appear to know one another very well, but they just stand there.
What kind of thing can we do?
So my first roll was an 18 for stealth, which was really good because it had been a dirty 20. I rolled an 8 the next round, so it's a 10.
As you are having this conversation outside, Effie and Scarlet, you just hear a... and the guard in front of you just turns.
Another thing. I'm gonna try and like keep talking. Why do the priests need the tanks anyway? If I was you, I wouldn't be sending tanks to priests who probably just want to have a cup of tea or start a holy war. Do you want a holy war? No, you don't. So I just think that sending all the tanks to the church is just very irresponsible, and I would like to see some people have some very serious thoughts about this matter.
Make a performance check for me, Effie.
Oh, that is not one of her
Galifant
specialities.
and Ori, the stealthiest stealth.
Well,
That ever stealth.
Oh, he looks at you and we will continue this conversation. And from within, Terra and Zini, you hear a on the door. And one of the guards up in the office just turns to the other. We'll see what that's about. And walks, and you have to just push yourself back to the edge of the gantry as he just walks past you and down. And as he walks down the stairs and to the two double doors out front, he opens, and Effie and Scarlet, you see another guard come out, and I think there's something going on around the back. Would you mind checking? Yeah.
Is this gentleman a manager and or assistant manager?
yeah. Can I step in front of the person who's just come out?
Sure.
And yes,
No.
very stern.
No, what's going on here?
We wanted to speak to an assistant manager.
Yes.
Right, okay. Well, it is nighttime, so managers generally in during the day.
Scarlet, tell them about the bylaws.
The Neverwinter bylaws states that any business larger than 2,000 square feet, as this warehouse is, must have a manager or assistant manager in situ.
You hear this coming from round the corner, Dalifar, as you just try and drag this body, and it appears to be causing enough of a distraction as you just quickly move it round. Oriana, you've already moved up the building. Terra and Zini, what are you doing?
Okay. They're sharing this flask, right?
Well, one of them's left now.
Oh, one of them's left?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
man.
It's a good thing. It helps you.
There's just one person.
There's one person in front of the door now, yeah.
Okay. I would like to take my poison vial and put it in the flask.
Okay. Can you make a sleight of hand check for me?
I don't know what it does. I'm hoping it doesn't... I assume it doesn't just kill them, because that would be massively overpowered. I'm hoping it's going to be like Hitman, and it's just going to make him feel a bit ill, and then he's going to go to the toilet or something. That's what I'm hoping for. Sleight of hand. Right. It's not good. It's a 10.
Okay.
I am invisible, though.
Yeah, so you can make it an advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's better. 22.
22. Okay. So quickly moving across, you just into the flask. And you wait a moment. Zini having no idea what your friend has done, but after a moment he reaches into his satchel. Oh no. And you just see him, how many dice do I need?
It's not that strong, is it?
It's not that strong,
It's
no,
like a
I'm just
D4
finding.
or something. I'll tell you my other plan. My other plan was to use my love potion and make them fall in love with each other.
Oh.
Oh.
So
But he went straight to murder.
you watch as he just
No, he just needs to know.
Love and death.
He's not gonna die.
and he turns round and moving away from the door, he moves over to the railings and shouts down at one of the individuals down below, another guard, and just goes, hey Barry, would you, I'm feeling, I just need a bit of, yeah, fine. And the guard, Barry, begins to move in the direction of the stairs.
Is there a moment when the guard currently on the door is distracted through his illness before Barry arrives that we can slip in the door?
Yeah, sure. I mean, he's still looking down with his back to the door if you would like
Great.
to sneak.
So I will quietly open the door and hope that Zini sees the door opening.
Okay. I will say make a stealth check at advantage to see if you do it without being noticed.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Okay. The first one was a 2. 24.
24, okay. You just creak the door open, and Zini, you watch it as it just slides open, and from above where you are, Oriana, as you reach the roof and look down, you can see that a couple of individuals are patrolling around the top level of this particular warehouse, but down below you see no sign of your friends. But Zini and Terra, what are you doing?
Are we inside the room now?
You are creeping inside, and you see Off in one corner, on a small bedroll in the corner, Eric, just curled up. But next to him, just as it was before Zini, you see the strange, immovable, golden contraption just standing there. And as the door opens, you see it just...
Oh, God.
And just wait.
How big is the room?
I mean, I can tell you, it's not very big. It's around 20 feet by 20 feet.
And what is there anywhere in the room? Any like alcoves or?
It is open. There is just the bookshelves along the side, the window, and the desk.
Okay. So, and is he? Did you say he's asleep on a bedroll?
He's asleep on the bedroll, yes, or at least appears to be.
Roll him up, take him away.
A gnome burrito.
Has he got like covers, like a duvet or anything? Like a magic trick.
It doesn't appear to be. He appears to just literally be on a bedroll with a pillow.
And is the desk? Can you see? Would the robot-y thing see under the desk? Someone was under there.
Hard to tell. It doesn't have eyes per se. It is literally just like a golden mold of a face.
But like, is the desk area? Is it a table with no?
Yeah, it's a table with individual
Yeah.
strutted legs. Yeah.
So if he was under the desk and the robot could see him, he would just see him, and there's no point being under the desk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna squeeze Zini. I don't know where Zini is. I'll see if I can find Zini.
I think I would have held onto your hand as you went to open the door.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just squeeze your wrist. In a help.
Okay.
If I didn't say it before, I would have put my hood up as soon as we all started to do the thing.
Okay. as soon as things starts to go a little bit south. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Still yelling about how dangerous priests are.
At this point, like, the other guard who's come out is looking at you and moves round the side to where Oriana and Dalafar were, as he just pops round the corner. I'll do a once over. I'll be back. And he starts to walk off round the side of the warehouse. As the guard in front of you turns, so, you want me to tell the manager in the morning about priests and all that kind of stuff?
I want to come in. I'm coming in, and I'm going to try and walk in.
Okay, make a dexterity check for me.
Dear me. That would be an 8.
An 8. Okay. Oh my, that's a natural 1. As he just reaches out for you, and to your surprise, Scarlet, you see Effie just duck underneath and stride in. And as you do so, you see that currently there are guards moving up the walkway, and you see a small flickering orange light coming from what looks to be an office up above, and rows of steam tanks. What are you doing, Effie, as the guard behind you goes, "Hey, no, hang on!"
I'm just standing there going, didn't think that would work, never got this far before. This wasn't really part of the plan. I'm going to... Is there anyone here I can glare at?
You see that there's a couple of guards on the stairs who are looking with something of a bewildered expression in your direction.
I'm going to glare at them and say, Right then! Now then! I demand! And then I'm going to look around to see where Scarlet's gone.
Yeah. I look at the guard and I'm like, well, you might as well let me through.
Make a persuasion check.
That was an 18.
18. he just looks at you and... Do you think you can get her out?
I can try.
All right, thank you. And he just stands to one side and allows you in. You, Oriana, from on high, see Effie storm in, followed by a much more nonchalant Scarlet. And from where you are in the office, Terra and Zini, you hear this commotion and you look through the large window and you can see your friends inexplicably have been allowed or at least forced their way in. Meanwhile, Dalafar, round the back, as you continue dragging the body, you start to hear armoured footsteps coming round the side of the building. What are you doing?
Okay, where I am, is there any sort of barrels or something lying about that I can just put the body behind?
You see a couple of barrels. You can try and hide the body if you'd like.
I would like to try and hide the body.
Okay.
And also make it look like I'm urinating, basically.
Okay, so if you can try, make a sleight of hand check. I'll say at disadvantage because you are very clanky.
Sleight of hand, give me 1 second. That's a 13.
13. It is quite noisy, and as you just come on, and this guy is very heavy, as you just try and push this bloodied body behind one of the barrels, and as you quickly just put it into place, and the guard comes round the corner and seeing you just, hey, take that somewhere else, man.
All right, I'm nearly done. I'll be going in a minute.
Okay. And he looks at you a moment, up and down, before... and continues walking round. And before turning the corner, he does stop and look in your direction as though waiting for you to head off.
So the entire time I sort of was putting my face away from his side, so he doesn't actually get a good look. And I make it look like I'm finished, zip up, and start to walk away from the building.
Fancy zips, cannon. So, Zini and Terra, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to let go of Terra's hand. And then I'm going to go over to the nimble right.
Okay.
And just tap it on the shoulder.
Really? Why?
Okay, can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
What is happening?
An advantage because I'm invisible or not?
No.
Okay. Wow, that's bad. 10.
You just tap, and there is something as a hand just grabs your invisible wrist, and you feel this iron grip just suddenly gripping down upon your wrist. And while you do not see your friend, Terra, you see the creature just stood there, not even struggling, just standing there, as its head just begins to turn.
Sorry.
No, go.
Well, while that's all happening, can I don't know how long it takes to cast spells, but could I, in theory, go and cast invisibility on Eric and immediately cast disguise self on myself?
That would be okay. I will probably say, because of what is about to happen, I think we should all probably roll for some initiative.
Okay.
So, if everyone rolls, and let's start some Pete's lovely battle music.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay, so, let me just... Okay, and I will bring up the map as well for everyone. Okay, so 25 to 20 for initiative.
24 of me for Effie.
Lovely, okay. 20 to 15? Yep.
16.
16. What's your dexterity?
It is plus 4, I think. Let me just double check. Yes, plus 4.
Okay, can we just quickly do a roll off very quickly?
Sure.
Okay.
18.
Okay, yep, you go first. Okay, then 15 to 10.
12.
12, okay.
14.
14, okay. So that's Oriana, then Terra. Then 10 to 5.
7.
7. And Scarlet? Okay. Okay, and... Okay, so the initiative order is Effie, then it is Zini, then it is the Nimble Right, then it is Oriana, then it is Terra, then Dalafar, then Scarlet, and then the guards. So, top of the round, Effie, what would you like to do? So you are, I'll show you where you are. You are that one there.
Alright. That's how Roll20 works. Well, no, stop moving around. Oh, it's great. Yes, this is excellent. I, having sort of looked round to Scarlet, like to see where Scarlet was for backup, and having seen her just sort of like come up behind me, I shall turn around with increased confidence and say, we demand to speak to a manager, assistant manager, facilities manager, health and safety manager, any sort of manager, and we demand it now, by the power of bylaws.
Make an intimidation check.
Oh, thanks. Also bad at those. Okay, that's a 0.
The guard in front of the door now turns to you and... I think it is high time that you leave. And with that, he pulls out his sword. Is there anything else that you want to do?
Just going to say, oh no, they're going to throw me down the stairs again.
Zini, what are you doing as the Nimble Right just holds your invisible hand in its grip?
So I'm assuming I'm grappled.
You are currently grappled.
Can I try to escape?
You can. Make a strength check for me, please, or a strength saving throw round.
Can I use my dex instead?
You can, yeah, to try and like nibble your way out.
So dex saving throw?
Yes.
Okay. 28, natural 20.
So you just slip your arm through, and the grip of the creature just in place as it just looks around, looking in any direction for you. I will say because of the natural 20, you can attack. What would you like to do?
Oh, okay. Do I want to drop the invisibility, though? Can I hold a spell in case it sees Terror and starts to attack her or Eric?
Sure thing,
please.
Absolutely. What spell are you holding?
I would like to hold person, please.
Absolutely, no
So
problem.
I just slip the metal bar out of my bag and hold it ready, talon ready to ding on it when it makes a move towards Terror. And I'll just back up a little bit further away from it if I can.
Yeah, you should be able to move yourself on the map.
So I will move to there.
Okay, so the creature is sort of pulling out a rapier, and you see a dagger in the other hand. It is just going to... it's going to make a perception check first to... Ooh, okay. So it just, as you back away, it just... And you just see it start to swing wildly, and it's going to try and move forward and attack you at disadvantage. Nope. Nope. And then its second attack. Let me see. Hang on. That's 18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, so 18 and that's 10 points of piercing damage as the rapier just swings wildly into you, and it's going to make its third attack with a dagger. That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That will be 5 points of piercing damage as it just starts to swing wildly. No, it was Effie who cast the invisibility, so you are still okay. Yeah. So that's all it's going to do on its turn. So Oriana, it's your go. As you glance down from outside the window and just look down at all of the people down below, and you start to hear something resembling sword blows from the office down below. What are you doing? You are currently perched up there.
Well, I can't reach that guy that is by the office. They're all going to end up attacking us, aren't they? So I might as well.
What do you want to do? Go for it.
Can I crash through the window and attack the guy on the stairs?
100%. Yes, please.
Yeah, let's do that.
I will ask you to make either acrobatics or athletics.
Oh, let's go with athletics. I think it's athletics. Yeah, let's go with
if you can make an athletics check for me real quick.
That is a 24.
You all from inside and you from outside, Dalfa, just hear as this purple creature just flies through the moon behind her and just lands down on the ground, and you just see the individual at the top of the stairs you land behind just and turn around and just see you there with your mace. What are you doing?
I'd like to use my bonus action to cast Foul Enmity so that I have advantage against him with attacks. And then I'll just attack. I'm also going to use my Great Weapon Master and take a -5 penalty to my attack rolls.
Okay, go for it.
So that is a 12.
That hits.
Yay! So that is 20.
20 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, make that other attack.
Okay. I won't use my Great Weapon Master, presumably they'll be fine without it.
Yeah.
So that's a dirty 20.
Yeah, that hits. I mean, you don't really need to roll for damage, but let's do it for fun.
That is a 15.
15. You watch Effie, and this is the first time you have seen, like, proper violent blood before, but you watch as directly in front of you, one of the individuals that you were shouting at, suddenly Oriana appears behind him, and as he turns to look at her, a mace just flies into him, sending his skull into pieces, and he collapses over the side of the stairs. You see what they meant when they said she was not the nice one. Oriana, is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
No.
Okay, so Terra, it is your go. As you see the Nimblewright moving forward, its golden limbs flailing with a sword and a dagger, you can see that in the commotion, Eric has, opened an eye and is suddenly moving back against the wall, just, oh my god,
I can't see because he's invisible. He's invisible.
Oh, you've touched him.
I cast.
Oh, yes, no, of course you did. Sorry. So you can't see him, but you see the bedroll just slowly crinkling up, and you can hear a voice going, oh no, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna grab him, not in a grapple, but just to keep him still, and I'm gonna very quietly whisper, you're invisible, it's time to go.
Okay.
And then I'm going to call to the guard outside and say, hey Barry, was it Barry?
Yep.
Hey Barry, the Nimblewright is malfunctioning and hitting the air. Can you just come and help me turn it off?
Make a persuasion check for me.
What?
What's
What's Barry gonna think? Barry's gonna be so confused.
Persuasive. But it is attacking things. Oh, can I have advantage?
No.
8.
You just hear a pause. Whose voice is that? And Barry starts to move round the corner of the door. Is there anything else you want to do?
I mean, hopefully it'll just get caught in the crossfire.
So you don't want to do anything else? You're just sticking nearby with Eric?
I don't know. Is talking a lot an action?
Talking's a free action.
I guess I will start to help Eric up.
Okay, sure.
And hold on to him so he knows that I'm physically here. I'm a guard, so he can see me.
Okay,
So,
sure.
yeah. But I'm going to hold on to him so I know where he is.
Okay, so Dalafar, I've You're not on the map, but as you're walking away, you start to hear commotion from inside. You are sort of on, you are round the corner from the front door. What would you like to do as you start to hear sounds coming from inside?
Right, I hear stuff coming from inside, but the guard that spotted me, is he nearby me as well? Because we're both outside.
As far as you're aware, he's on the opposite side of the building. You basically moved off in different directions.
Right, okay. And so the nearest entrance to me is
the front door.
The front door.
Which your friends were at and have now vacated.
Yes. But it is not open. All right.
As you come around the corner, I will say that you see that not only is it ever so slightly ajar, but one of the guards inside has unsheathed their sword and currently has their back towards you as they face into the warehouse.
Hearing the clang and the breaking of glass, and I can't see Oriana anymore, I presume it has gone sideways. So what I'm going to do is run up behind the guy who's drawn his sword.
Okay, I will say you get there, and yeah. Are you attacking?
Do I kill him or do I just leave him as is? But it's of no use now because they know who we are before we can. Oriana, stepping in, I would have seen that Oriana's already killed one.
You see at the top of the stairs a very bloodied body just slumped over one of the railings, and Oriana stood above him just...
They might have been actually really nice guys.
Non-lethal damage exists.
Okay, I'm just going to attack then.
Okay.
I'm going to use action surge.
Okay.
Question though.
Yep.
How far have I moved?
You've moved your full movement, I would say, in order to get to the front door. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use action surge.
Okay.
And so I am going to attack the poor guy.
Okay.
If I'm behind him, that's an advantage, right?
Yeah, I'd say because it's a surprise attack, so he has no idea that you are coming up behind him.
Okay, is it for all of my attacks? Is that for?
I'm not sure. I think it's just for the first one. I think surprise is just the first one.
All right, we'll just do that one. Sorry, that's just landed on my lap. That's not. 21.
Yep, that hits. Roll for damage.
7 points of damage.
Okay.
Second attack. 21.
Yep. Roll for damage.
I am going to use one of my precision attacks. Or one of my maneuvers called precision. It's a precision attack, and I'm going to aim for his sword hand.
Okay, sure thing.
Sorry, I'm just making sure that I've. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 of those 4 attacks. Okay, so that is. Oh, I need to do what's that I'm looking for? The second attack was 21.
Yep.
I'm going to roll one of my superiority die, which is precision attack.
Okay.
Add the roll before any effects are applied, so that's a 1. So 22 to the roll. Yeah, so that's just for the attack. And then I'll do damage, which is 6 points of damage. That's good. I'll attack again, a third time. 21 again.
Okay.
I have rolled 3 12s 3 times.
If it ain't broke.
That is 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And my final attack, I will use. So has he dropped the sword?
He has dropped the sword. I was also about to say he's also dropped to the floor. You have dispatched of him as he just Effie. You turn around from this one sight of bloody carnage over to the door to the guard who is threatening you, and you just see Dalafar from behind just and the guard just fall to the ground in front of you, and Dalifar just stands there in the gap in the door. Dalifar, is there anything else that you want to do?
I would like to turn to the other guard and in a menacing way, smile and do that.
Make an intimidation check for me, please.
Is that advantage? Because it's just see this one die.
Oh, you smooth talker. Okay. Okay.
Intimidation. That's an 11.
An 11. He looks at you and just starts to pull out his sword and just... Okay. Scarlet, it is your go. What would you like to do?
Wonderful. Can you remind me, when Ariana attacked, is she still on the ceiling?
She is now on the level above you, on the gangway that is on the same level as the office.
Yeah, so she didn't go on the ceiling to attack the guy, that's fine.
No.
So that means I can do a concentration spell.
Mm-hmm.
And yay, concentration. We love it.
Oriana would have just fallen from the roof.
I mean, she's fairly hardy. I might have risked it anyway, but it's probably best not to piss her off.
I would have landed it with my athletics.
Yeah,
Does she
you might
know
have been
that
fine.
she's not got it anymore?
I assume
quite
once
like-
I don't know. I assume there would be some
She
sort
just
of
suddenly starts to
sensation.
Like a cat in a bar. So, Scarlet, what are you doing?
I will address the room and I will say, you should have listened to them, and I gesture towards Effie. When we ask for a manager and or assistant manager, you should bring us the manager. And I will cast Burning Hands.
Okay.
deadly Karen.
Where are you casting?
Wait, yeah,
that?
let me just hold on.
Oh no,
Yeah,
we're gonna set the
deadly
warehouse on
codes.
fire.
It's not that, well, actually, probably it's rather flammable, actually.
With also gunpowder because those are big guns. Do it anyway.
We're fine. Actually, no. Scratch that. I'm going to do the opposite. Not the opposite to fire, but instead, because Ariana has stricken fear into their hearts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to enlarge her. You can strike more fear into more hearts.
Okay. So, Oriana, as you stand there on the balcony, and Effie and Dalifar, you get a fairly good view of this. Suddenly, she starts to just grow, and you see the wood underneath her just begin to buckle ever so slightly as she almost doubles in size, towering at the top of the stairs, her white hair framed in her purple horns, blowing in the strange, unnatural breeze within the warehouse. The guards are looking fairly concerned at this point. Is there anything else that you would like to do, Scarlet?
I think I'm looking quite happy with myself.
Okay.
Mechanically, you get 1d4 extra damage for anything you do, and you would have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
So, it is now the guard's turn. So, the guard at the bottom of the stairs is going to go for you, Dalifar, and is going to try and attack you. Try probably being the operative word, with a 3 and an 11. Neither of those, I assume, hit.
No, they do not.
No, okay. The one just around the corner is going to rush towards you, Scarlet, and try and attack you.
Ouch. Harsh.
That's a 10.
No, it misses.
What? Okay, that's a 19.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay, so that'll be 8 points of slashing damage as he just brings his sword across. And Effie, you watch as there is just a small trail of blood in the air as you see some of Scarlet's robe just break behind her. Upstairs in front of you, Zini and Terra. As the nimble right continues to wave wildly, the guard starts to walk in, and not seeing anyone present except the nimble right, is going to run over to it and try and grapple it. So, let's see how this goes.
Good. I just passed my constitution check for concentration as well.
So the guard runs over and tries to restrain the nimble right, but the nimble right, just true to its name, just manages to duck out of the way, and the guard is now between you, Zini, and you, Terra. And the remaining guard, seeing Oriana, Effie, you hear him mutter to himself as he starts to rush across the warehouse. I've always wanted to peel up one of these things. And he is just going to start running towards one of the steam tanks. And he's going to hop in. And that is all he's going to do in this turn. Top of the round, Effie, it is your go.
So, Effie was kind of like slightly frozen seeing all this. But just like, as she has enough wits to sort of react, just like screams in like genuine terror, like particularly just looking at Ori, and she's going to try and just, I don't know, run away from all the blood and death. And what I would like to do, I think I might just be able to get there, is run to the steam tank and climb on top of it. Okay, yes, of course you can. Yeah, you can. You should be able to make it there. What's your movement? Oh, actually, I might not. It's probably only 25, isn't it? Let's see if it's 30. Oh, no, it's 30. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can reach it exactly. And can I use my action to climb up onto it? Climbing is technically movement. Yeah, are you wanting to climb into the same one as the other individual, or is this a different? Are we going to have a tank battle? He's over there. He's the one. So he's on the map, the one next to that one. Yeah, I can't reach that one anyway. So I just want to climb on top of it because it looks safer. Okay. I'm not necessarily going to climb into it, but I'm just like panicking and just looking around and just like not really sure of anything anymore. Okay, sure thing. Zini, it is your go as you hear crashing from outside, and assume your friends are probably doing what your friends do best, as the nimble right just flails in front of you, and there is now a guard next to you as well, desperately trying to restrain it. Okay. Can I get round both of them? Is there enough space, or will I have to... Because I'm trying to get out of the door, so I don't think I can. So I would say you probably can. You'll need to make I'll say, make just a general dex check to see if you can, like... Because there is flailing swords and a guy, and you need to get round the door as well. 20, dirty. 20. So ducking and weaving, you manage to just slide around the side of the door and out of the office. Are you doing anything once you're out there? So I'm really confused about spells and stuff. So the guard is grappling the nimble, right? They haven't seen me slip out. No. Eric's invisible. Eric's invisible, Terra's invisible. I'm not invisible. Oh, you're not invisible anymore. I'm a guard. Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. I am also confused by the spells as well, by now. Yeah. So, but I saw Terra disguise herself as a guard. Yes, you would have, yeah. Okay, so I will just, if I can, as I pass Terra, just tap her on the shoulder to suggest that I'm out of the room. Okay, so you feel the distinctive tap of Thieves' Cant on your shoulder, Terra, as you just bend down next to an invisible Eric, as an invisible Zini just disappears out. I like the idea that Thieves' Cant is now just, what's it, Morse code? Morse code. Yeah. But it's like really slow. So just say, I'm leaving, it's like... So, are you wanting to do anything once you're out, Zini, or are you staying as is? I will move towards the stairs. I think I can get to about there. Okay, sure thing. Where I suddenly see giant Oriana and go, oh. The nimble right is, having no idea that you've left, is going to
Yeah, there is the slight disturbing thing of where it struck me. There is like blood flecked across the floor, but because it came visible as soon as it left my body. But now I'm gone, so it's fine.
It's going to make an intelligence check to see if it realizes a guard just appeared in the room. No, it fails. So it's going to try and bat the guard away. Yeah, so you watch Terra as from your crouching position, the nimble right just turns and seeing the guard trying to restrain it, just thwacks him across the face, sending him back against the wall, and is just going to walk forward, just feeling out in front of it as it moves closer towards the door. Oriana, it is your go. What would you like to do?
Okie dokie. Did I see the guy go into that tank?
Yeah, it's a fairly open space, and certainly with a larger body, you now have fairly good perspective over the entire room.
And I can still only
tank. Pick up the tank.
I can still only move 30 feet, can't I?
I believe that's right, yes.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, there's other ways I can get there.
Giant misty step.
They're literally what I was thinking. How many feet is it to that tank?
I'd say probably diagonally, roughly 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 50 feet.
Okay. Yeah. Let's misty step halfway there.
Okay.
And then I will move the rest of the way.
Okay, sure thing. So you all watch as this ashen cloud just appears on top of the balcony before Oriana just appears in the middle of the warehouse, her weight just cracking the cobblestones a little bit, turning in the direction of the tank and just running towards it. What are you doing once you are there, Oriana? Can I attempt to hit the tank so that it basically becomes like unusable? Make a general intelligence check for me as you look.
Oh man, Oriana's not very smart. she's really not very smart.
She's in good company with me then.
That would be a 4.
It is hard. You've never seen anything like this before, and it is hard to tell what its weak spots are, but you can try hitting it.
Okay. I'll just try and whack it with my maul and see whether or not that kind of like does anything, I guess.
Sure. And I will randomize what part you hit. Okay.
So that would be a 23.
23 hits. Roll for damage.
That's a 11.
11 damage. Okay. Okay. So, and you get another attack. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's another. Oh no, wait. That's a 25.
That hits. Roll for damage.
And that's a 9.
9. That was a nice, easy one. Thank you very much. And so, Effie, from your vantage point on top of the tank, you see as Oriana just walks forward and bringing her massive maul up, just down on top of the steam tank, and you see that what she is hitting is the wooden engine as it just starts to. And you see within that there are sparks coming from inside, and you get the impression this is what gives the tank its movement. Are you doing anything else with your turn, Oriana?
No.
No. Okay, so it is Terra. Your go. What are you doing?
Okay, so just to check, so on the map, the nimble right is kind of on the open door.
Yes.
Is the door open, and which side of the door is it on?
The door is still open, and it's just kind of open. It's easy to get through. That's
okay.
fine.
So I will hold on to Eric and just take him through with me. If necessary, I will use my bonus action roguey thing to disengage as we're passing the nimble right.
It is not necessary. It has not clocked you as a threat.
And as we get through the door, I'm just gonna go, Thanks, Barry. You got this.
So, where are you running to?
So, sorry, let me just get the map up again. I guess towards the stairs.
Okay, sure thing.
And also, just so I don't forget, if I run past any of our group, I'd like to say, "Don't hit me, it's me!"
Okay, so are you dashing then?
Well, I've used my bonus action. Oh, I suppose I haven't used an action. So yes, I'll dash and make sure that Eric can also dash.
So 60 feet. Okay, so if you want to move yourself, and then Dalifar, it is your turn as one of the guards rushes in front of you. You see Effie run to one side and clamber on top of one of the steam tanks. What are you doing?
I am going to attack the guard in front of me, please.
Okay, sure.
I only have 2 attacks this time.
Okay.
That is a 27.
Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
9 points of damage.
Okay.
And then that would be an 11.
That hits exactly. Roll for damage.
That is 13 points of damage.
That is exactly what you needed as you just bring your axe across and up and flying into the air, almost in slow motion. The figure just flies and lands down on the hard stone floor, prone in front of you. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
I am going to move around to the other guard. I can make it there.
Okay, so Scarlet, you watch as Dalifar just rushes to your side, and you see the guard who attacked you suddenly look very, very concerned that there is now someone else there, and it is now your turn. Scarlet, what would you like to do?
Yay! Me again. I would have seen Effie run, but she looks like she's safe, doesn't she? Well, other than being panicked that everybody's dying around me. You know, there's a lot of emotional trauma there, but no physical trauma yet. So I'll judge that to be good enough for now. So I think for the person that attacked me, who I'm very upset with, this time I will use Burning Hands.
Okay, roll to attack.
And it doesn't matter if Dalafar's in the cone because I'm an evocation wizard and have spell shaping. So if the guard could make a dexterity saving throw for me.
He can. He can also fail it for you if you would like.
I mean, he still gets damaged either way, but
okay.
Cool. So yeah. But hold on. I just closed the page. It told me exactly how much damage that is. Yeah, lovely. It's 3d6.
Oh no.
That's 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Okay. So as you watch Dalifar, you just see this burst of fiery energy come out of Scarlet's hand, enveloping the man in front of you as he just and is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Scarlet?
I'm near the door, which is the place I like to be.
Okay.
To be honest. So I'm gonna stay there.
Okay, it's the guard's turn, so he's going to... Oh man, natural 1. I need new dice. Everyone always says that, but...
No, you don't.
And also fails. So as he's patting himself down, this appears to be, understandably, the main cause of worry for him, as he just, pats himself down. The one up in the office is going to try and attack the nimble right, and hit. That'll be... Sorry, I'll try and get through all of this as quickly as possible because I know it's not terribly interesting, just me rolling against myself. And he's going to attack again.
Stop hitting yourself.
And then... yep, okay.
Make it up, just screw us over and complete.
And meanwhile, the tank. Okay. As you bring your maul down in front of it, you suddenly start to hear a sound in front of you, Oriana, and looking down at the cannon that is directly aimed at your abdomen, it is going to attack with a 19?
That meets.
That meets, okay. So, That is... that's 20 points of fire damage as you just feel this into your stomach, and this cascade of fire flies out from the barrel of this cannon, enveloping the area. And Effie, you just see orangey light fly across the space. Is there anything else he can do? No. Actually, no, he's going to try and move forward. So can you make...
Oh, Jesus.
Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please, Oriana?
Oh, great. That's my best stat. Oh, my goodness. Wait, let me just remind myself of what my... That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As it starts to move forward, you just move to one side and manage to dodge it as it's going to move over in that direction. Okay, top of the round. Effie, it is your go as you see guards falling all around the building and the steam tank slowly moving off. Is there anything that you would like to do at all?
Where does this steam tank think it's going? Like, what is it pointing towards?
Away from Oriana, mainly.
I mean, that's kind of sensible, I guess. Okay, I feel like steam tank guard is just hiding, which is sensible. I can't see... Zini's still invisible, right?
Zini's still invisible. You can see a guard rushing across the balcony above going, "Not me, it's me, it's me, it's me!" and seems to be holding their hand and gripping something, but there is nothing behind them. But these are that's the only person you can see other than Scarlet and Dalifar on the ground below.
Who look like they're about to kill this next poor guard who's the only one left. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, he's definitely dead.
I am just going to... I don't think I might not do anything. I think I don't know. I think I might just like back up even further onto the steam tank, just looking around, just being like, how did this happen? Why is this happening?
You just position yourself behind one of the chimneys and just looking out at everything. Zini, it is your go. What would you like to do?
I will use my action to dash, I think.
Okay, sure thing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can get to there, and that's all I can do.
So you rush past who you can only presume is Terra as you rush forward and down the stairs. Around halfway as you see the steam tank slowly rolling off past Oriana as she looms over the space. Is there anything that you want to do while you're here?
Nope, that's all I can do. I've used my action. I don't have a bonus action to do anything else, so I'll stay where I am.
The Nimble Right is going to attack the guard again because you've set it on. Okay, there we go. And yep, that guard's dead. So you just hear from behind you, Terra, as there is a and coming from round the side of the door, just this golden figure just striding out and moving down the balcony. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just walking Jason Voorhees style. And you see its head just turn onto the warehouse floor below. That's all it's going to do. Oriana, it is your go as the steam tank slowly moves past you. What are you doing?
Cool. I will jump on top of the tank, and is the hatch like open?
You can try and break it open.
Yeah, I'll try and break it open.
Okay. So if you just make an attack roll for me.
That's a 19.
That hits. So as roll for damage for me real quick.
Mm-hmm. That's a 9.
9, okay. So as you reach your hand up and just pulverize the hatch, your hand moves through and you definitely feel something on the other side, something squirming and just oh my god! What are you doing?
well, so I've used one attack, so can I I'll use as my second attack to attack him?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. Can I try and pull him out?
Yeah, I'll say make a grapple attack. So if yeah, I always forget how these work. Is it just contested strength? Yep. So if you can just make a strength check. You don't have much.
It's a natural 20.
You reach in and you feel it beneath you as you swear you hear a rib pop and just and your massive hand is just around this individual inside the steam tank. Is that everything you're doing on your go?
Yes. I'm assuming I can't attack him or anything with that.
No, you can't, unfortunately. But
Dang!
Terra, it is your go. What would you like to do?
Continue running.
Okay.
I'm not sure how far I get. I can use my dash as a bonus. But yeah, when I get to the bottom, there's obviously that guard there. I'm just gonna go. It's the nimble right. It's gone crazy. And try my best to not look like I'm just holding the air.
Okay, make a performance check as you run out. 5. I mean, to be fair, the one that you're shouting at currently is in the midst of being burnt and attacked by Dalafar. It's not really paying attention to anyone. So are you running for the front door?
I mean, if I dash, I can get out the front door.
You can.
Can I see, because obviously I don't know what's been going on down here.
This is all very new to
I'm
you.
also like so unsurprised. Can I see if is it likely that anyone will have seen, because obviously so me, Zini and Eric are all kind of like, no one's seen us leaving.
Yeah.
But are there any guards down here other than the one that I can see right now that would have seen the rest of their faces, of our group's faces?
It doesn't look like. You can hear some commotion from the gantries far above, and you get the impression that they are currently trying to rush downstairs. But from as high up as they are, there is no way that they will have seen your faces. The only ones are the ones down here.
So as I run past my group, I'm just going to say, finish this and let's get out. And then I'm going to...
No witnesses.
No witnesses. No survivors.
Eric behind you, even though invisible, you just hear oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, as you just pull him out, and you are now out of the warehouse. Dalafar, it is your go as you just hear Terra give this command.
It wasn't so commanding.
So I from that I can tell that the guard is Terra and not an enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to attack this guard.
Okay.
And he's flanked, so that's good for me. I mean, that's a 27.
Yeah, that hits.
And that's a 27, so yeah, okay. And then that's 11 points of damage.
He is out for the count as you bring your axe round, and he just crumples to the floor, deceased. What would you like to do?
I sort of look to Terra, Oriana, and just go, finish him and let's get going. There's only the... what would Dalafar call him? Because I don't know. Dalafar doesn't know that it's the nimble right, unless Zini said
sexy metal man.
The guy in the hat.
I just look to Oriana and say, he's seen our faces, finish him and let's get out of here. And I start to head out of the door.
Okay. So, Scarlet, it is your go. What are you doing?
Ooh. I mean, I feel like I should just scarf her. Can I roll to see whether I know what a nimble right is, but more specifically, do I know whether or not they can communicate with people?
Make an Arcana check for that.
Arcana, yeah, powered by magic, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That was a natural 20.
Yeah.
They cannot communicate. They are beings that are purely made to guard their prisoners and to protect an establishment, but they cannot speak.
Cool.
And they cannot
But I would
write.
assume if you were its creator, you could command it.
Yeah, exactly. But it cannot respond to those. Yeah.
Oh, how sad. Oh. I'd be like, well, I think we'll have to come back when the manager's in. Come along, Effie. And then I will.
Okay. As you all start to pile towards the front door, the guard is trying to get out of your grip, Oriana. No. I mean, I won't ask you to roll. No. As you just... Oh my god! My ribs! Leave me alone! Effie, it is your go. As you see everyone starting to rush towards the front door, what are you doing?
Effie is just, I don't know, just slightly broken on top of a tank. So she's looking at Oriana and like almost wanting to do something but not. So she's gonna stay there.
Okay, sure thing.
Just not knowing what to do.
Okay, Zimi, it is your go. What would you like to do?
Can I see Effie?
Yeah, you can see her. Like, she's trying to hide on top of this tank, but she is in fairly full view.
Okay. Okay, I will use dash again to get to there. And then I will say as quietly as I can, but also audibly. It's really difficult.
Invisible voice.
Yeah, just really calmly and just say, Effie, we need to go. We've got Eric, but you need to come with us or you'll be trapped in here with the rest of them.
Can I reply? On his turn. She's still just staring at Oriana, like glances around, can't see anything, and just says she's gonna kill them.
Yeah, it's kind of what she does.
Okay, this one.
Okay, so it is the Nimblewright's turn, and it is just going to continue walking. Just pacing down the gantry, just looking at everything that's happening around it. Oriana, it is your go. As you have this individual in your hands, what would you like to do?
Okie dokie. I'll attack him.
Okay, roll to attack. I'll say an advantage because he's currently grappled by you in a massive hand.
That is a 25.
That hits. Roll for damage.
That's an 8.
8, okay.
And then for my second attack, I will use Divine Smite at level 3.
Okay.
And that is a 19.
That hits.
So that is 13 points of slashing damage and oh, good maths.
It's okay. You only need one more. I assume you have that.
Oh, I don't know. It's like it's more than that. It's more than that.
How would you like to dispatch of the last guard, Oriana? As you just presumably just slam him around in the inside of the steam tank for a bit.
Yeah, literally just want to like slam him around. Just like thwack, thwack, thwack.
So Hulk style, you just bring out this poor individual and just slam him down on the flagstones. He is gone and the steam tank is empty. You still have movement. What would you like to do?
Yeah, well, I will move as close to the door as I can get, I guess.
Okay, so... I mean, I will say we're pretty much out of initiative now. What is everyone doing collectively? What are you all wanting to do? As Zini, you stand next to Effie on the steam tank. What is happening there?
I'm invisible, so I can't do it. So we see that Oriana's just basically pulped a guard inside a tank.
Basically, and you can start to hear voices from upstairs, and from the very far end of the warehouse, you start to hear voices from what you can only assume is the mess room.
Okay, and the Nimblewright is still stalking down the stairs.
It's just walking down the stairs.
I'm really hoping it looks like it was all the Nimblewright. That is fully my plan.
Effie is just is gripping this freaking chimney and just like shaking and just like gripping onto this thing.
Okay. I will just say to Effie, I'm really sorry. It's my fault that the plan went sideways, but we need to go now.
I will try and just really carefully but kind of slowly be letting go and trying to clamber down off this thing towards this disembodied voice.
And you reach out a bit, and Zini, you just hold out your hand, and eventually they connect. And you turn and you see your friends and a giant Oriana just running towards the exit as the Nimblewright continues to just walk.
Okay, so yeah, I just sprint out after everybody else.
Okay. Can everyone make a collective athletics check for me as you all run away?
So the enlargement only lasts for a minute, so Oriana will very swiftly shrink down, which is probably for the best, because I don't know how big that door is.
28.
19.
13.
19.
4.
I will say collectively, even though Zini, you trip a couple of times, you all just leg it out of there as you just see the Nimblewright continue to walk and eventually running out of the front door and in the direction of your Nith beasts and Rudigan and Epona, the horse. You all leap on top, and as you do so, Terry, you just drag Eric up on top of one of the Nith beasts with you, and there's what is this? Oh, all right. And then Effie, you just hear out the corner of your eye, Effie, that's, and then you just all take off together. Your Nith beast just running off in the other direction. And as you start to run through the air docks, under the shadows of the airships above, and attracting the odd bit of attention just purely because of your beasts, you hear off in the distance behind you voices going, "What's going on? What's going on? Slow out! And you ride. Where are you riding?
I will stay as... Are we sharing mounts? Who's with who?
I mean, I assume there's sort of a vague collective of...
Okay,
I'm
so
on the
I'll just
rhino.
say to everyone, let's disperse and meet back at the tower, fallen tower?
Well, I will say, how long has it been since we cast invisibility and everything?
I mean, considering, the battle was only around 15 seconds long, you've still probably got another, 15 minutes left on it.
Can I actually suggest we stay together, because my Pass Without Trace is still up and we won't leave any tracks?
Okay.
Because I rolled concentration checks, Ed, and passed both against the damage.
Nice.
So in that case, let's try and stay out of sight, because we're kind of obvious looking.
Yeah. But Pass Without Trace is still up, so we should have a little bit of an advantage on that.
I'm going to still continue looking like a guard for as long as I can.
Okay. So, for expediency's sake, I will say you run back on your mounts, and after a time, you find yourself within the walls of Neverwinter riding, and as you sit there, Effie, on the back of Rudigan, slowly those who are invisible, it begins to drop. And Zini in front of you starts to become visible again, but on one of the Nith beasts, holding tightly onto the guard in front of him, you see his small legs dangling over the edge, the wild hair and the wide brown eyes of Eric. And you see that as his invisibility drops, almost as though he has been doing so the entire ride, he's just looking at you. And you see that there are tears in his eyes. And he just mouths, "I missed you."
I can't even respond to that. I'm just still gripping hold of Zini. which is it's a lot more reassuring now that I'm gripping hold of something visible. Like it felt steady, but I was quite worried about falling off the ride.
Effie, just move your finger a second. Your finger's in my wounds. Your finger's in my wounds.
I will cast Cure Wounds on CD. You can have some healing.
Thank you.
So you arrive back at the fallen tower and hitch your mounts up again. And as soon as you're off, Effie, you turn and you see that Eric is standing there, and he just opens his arms and starts to rush towards you and just flings himself around you and just, it's like I'm seeing you for the first time.
I thought you wouldn't want to come. I did think. No, I didn't think. No, I got some people to come and help you, and then they killed everyone. I didn't know that they were going to do that. And
I mean, if it's any consolation, they were all pretty mean to me. But obviously, don't justify violence and all that. But it's.
I heard you didn't have a comfy chair.
I didn't. I had a stool though, and that was all right. I quite enjoyed the stool.
We talked about your back and when you're working, and you just hunch a lot when you work, you know.
I do, and my shoulders do hurt quite a bit now that you mention it. But how are you, Effie?
I'm so glad to see you. I just want to go home. I just want to get you back to the way things were. I wish you'd never taken that job.
So do I. And he turns round to the rest of you, and I suppose I have your thanks.
Maybe we can have a chat over a drink.
Well, and he turns to you, Effie. When do you want to get off?
If Lord Howard finds out.
How about any questions you have, ask them now. But I think Effie and I...
We have to get out of the city as soon as possible. It's very important.
Very well. I have a very important question to ask. Lord Harwood, has he found a replacement chef?
Well, from what I remember, the food was very good, so I imagine he has someone in-house.
That bastard.
Why, do you lot know Lord Hogwarts?
Oh, I worked for him a while ago, and then I left with a note. But I can't think who replaced me. I mean, I can, but still, it's rather rude.
I can't imagine leaving him was very easy at all.
Well, I have my ways. But, yes, I assume he didn't need you for cooking purposes.
No. No, he didn't. He wanted me to build something in his manor house. A door. Very special door.
What does that door do?
In truth, I don't know. It's meant to be a passage to something. I was only meant to build the frame. He was going to deal with the rest, but my time in there is so cloudy, I can't really remember much. My mind, I mean, Effie will be able to attest to the fact my mind was not my own.
Yes, I'm afraid he does sometimes do that. I told him it's a bad habit, but...
Effie, I can't even begin to imagine the things that I would have said to you, and I didn't mean any of them.
Oh, good. I thought you probably didn't mean them, or that they were a secret code. Tara said that they might also be a secret code. She's very helpful, and she has hands.
Oh. Oh, well,
That's why she came to rescue you and didn't murder everyone while doing it, which I thought was nice.
I'm a very nice person.
She's lovely.
right, I can tell by the bloodstains.
I don't think I would have any bloodstains.
It's more a general looking around at all of you.
You've just been walking around with bloodstains for weeks.
I decided to make this guard costume covered in blood. That was a choice.
Well, you were trying to set up the sexy
it's
mechanical
true.
man. Too sexy for this world.
Truth be told, I don't know. I don't know why Lord Harwood loaned me out to Lady Stormlock. I don't rightly know, but I was in there for a very long time, helping them construct their machines and their steam tanks.
Those blueprints you were working on, are they the only blueprints they have?
I mean, I'm the only one I'm the one who designed them. So, without me, they'll have a hard time decoding them, but truth be told, that doesn't matter, because with the exception of the one that your tall purple friend busted, they're mostly done.
They're very, very technologically impressive, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Effie. I put a lot of work into them, and obviously all very bad, but look, all I know is that they were due to travel north in a few days' time, all 100 of them, with more to follow, as a gift to Kommachstad. And I had to remain on duty while I was there, but it's amazing what people discuss when they think you're not listening. There is a force gathering in Kommachstad. An army. This is only a small part of it. There are others from other cities as well. They're talking about some kind of crusade. That's all I know.
I knew those priests would be up to something. Didn't I say, Scarlet? Didn't I say you can't trust priests?
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree, Effie. I mean...
I said that.
Yes.
Well, you were always the more clever of us.
That's definitely not true.
Oh, Effie, you know. Thank you. Oh, one more thing. I don't know if it's of any use, but there was an individual that came to the warehouse a couple of weeks back, a GIF commander. He's a retired general by the name of General Mannering von Tuffman. He belongs to something called the Gunpowder Brigade. Anyway, he'd come to inspect the quality of the gunpowder weapons and found them adequate. Fit for purpose.
I'm sure they were excellent. I think they were probably the finest work he's ever seen. And if he said they were adequate, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh well, Effie, they're not in front of your friends.
Whilst they're very impressive, do they have any weaknesses?
Their engines are weaker than the chassis. Being made of wood, they're just barrels. But if you attack them, if you breach them, they're likely to explode, but it is tricky. All of the metal is up front, provide an adequate shield. And that's, before you get past the cannons. Your friend was lucky.
Okay.
Look, unless you have any more questions, I can let you and Effie say your goodbyes, and Effie, we should go.
We should go, yes. I didn't plan this far ahead, but we can go home, can't we?
Before you go, can we have the sending stone back?
Yes, I wrote that down.
Of course, of course. I've never seen one of these up close, but fascinating. I'd love to have a proper look. If you're ever in Luskan, you can come.
Can I take it from him and at the same time give him a token? A sort of clever.
Secret token.
Make a sleight of hand check for me.
It's not my strongest.
I was wondering if any of us did that.
12.
You are able to palm this small silver token with an open palm on its face. And what most of you don't see, Zini, out of the corner of your eye, you notice it just exchange hands. And Eric just, oh, all right. And he just flashes it in your direction and just, know what it is, Eddie.
Didn't I say?
You did say. Right, I'll go find us some Neverwinter ponies, and I'll let you say goodbye to your friends. But thank you all so much. If you're ever coming by Luskan, let us know. Right, goodbye. And with that, he walks off down the street, though not Effie before just giving your hand a tight squeeze. And then he heads off down the street, leaving you alone with your much taller companions all around you.
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you that he was amazing? And did you see the eyes?
Who are you talking to?
All of you.
Oh. Yes, we can see the appeal now he's up close and personal.
Tanks are really very good. He is a genius.
Can we just talk about how svelte that golden statue man was?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Quite see.
that's just what I was thinking as he stabbed me.
I mean, I suppose if that's the kind of thing that you're into.
It's not really, which is why it's even more amazing.
Look, we do not judge Terra. We do not judge.
As Dini said that about the stabby comment, I just lean in and just go, well, fairly quietly, and just go, well, I find if something's trying to stab you, best to get out of the way. And then smile.
In blaming.
You look down
Weird threat.
and you see Effie just standing there. And as you stand there, Effie, you see small red panda walk up, and also the small tiny displacer beast, which you're still not entirely comfortable with, as small tendrils just start to wrap around your legs, and there's just a...
Okay. Can I give the panda a hug? I'm comfortable hugging pandas. And then just, ignore the cat. And say, well, that happened. I shan't tell anyone about it. And I shall try and forget it as much as I can. But not you. You're great, and I will tell people that you can help them, and I will do the whole winking thing. And I do appreciate it. Even though it will definitely give me nightmares for a while. So thank you. And yes, we live in Luskan. It's very nice. Do come visit. Yes. Good luck. In Neverwinter, I hope no one arrests you.
We hope no one arrests us too.
That's always the goal when we reach a new place.
Yeah, it always helps to go a few days without being arrested.
Right.
Yes, so let's hope the next time we meet, things don't end up quite as violent.
Yes. If you did come visit, the invitation is sort of dependent on. We don't usually in Luskan, and if you kill, it's not. We don't really want any of that in our home, if that's all right.
Someone threatens your life, but aside from that, we'll bring some tea.
All right. Thank you. It was lovely to meet you all, and bye.
Can I just kneel down and hug Effie?
Oh, okay. I'm going to like just hug hug Zini back a bit, but just look really warily at Oriana, just in case she tries any hugging, which, just in case, just to be on the lookout, in case I need to defend myself. Or that she's going to chop my head off, like, either one of those two.
No witnesses.
Oh, God, no!
It just comes back right to the wrong moment.
So, Zini, as you kneel down and hug and you step back, and Effie, you take in the group one more time, and you all take in this strange, eccentric individual that you've met.
Very normal where I'm from. You lot, on the other hand.
The moon continues overhead, and off in the distance, Effie, you just hear a Effie. And turning, you see that by a nearby stable, there are two small Neverwinter ponies with shaggy manes and very fluffy hooves, and Eric just stands there and just beckons you over.
I've also never been so pleased to see a normal horse. I'm going to run over to him.
He looks at you and this next part of the adventure maybe a little less loud.
We'll go home and then things can get back to normal just like they were.
I mean, if you like, doesn't have to be just back to normal.
Oh, well,
only if you want, though. Of course.
I mean, you know, I assume anything because you, and then
No, we can talk about it. It's fine.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it. Yeah. After you.
Okay, right.
And from a distance, you just watch as both Eric and Effie get up upon their ponies, and as they ride off, the hoofs echoing throughout the streets, you turn to one another and then back as the two individuals ride off into the night. And that is where we're going to end this week's session.
Yay!
Shamini, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Shamini, where can people find you? Where can they find all of the wonderful and amazing things that you're doing?
Find me on the social medias, and I do things, a lot of D&D things. I'm at S Bundell on Twitter and at shamini.b on TikTok. And I also have, okay, so basically tomorrow is the official announcement of a new project. But don't tell anyone.
I mean, by the time this airs, it'll be
tomorrow
out.
By the time. Tomorrow, by the time this airs, I know where my timeline's at. I think tomorrow, by the time this airs, which is why I think I could give you a sneak preview. But I'm doing a project called RP Geeks: Dungeons and Dragons and Science, where a bunch of science communicators and journalists do a D&D game and talk about science. So in case D&D wasn't geeky enough for you already, we have made it geekier. And that's at RP Geeks D&D on different socials as well, if anyone wants to join.
And all of that information will be in the Twitch chat, and it will be in the description below as well. But in the meantime, all there is left to say is, Shamini, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
I hope we can have you back at some point, and I hope we can bring Effie back as well. But in the meantime, please subscribe to us on Twitch. You can follow us on YouTube. Subscribe, click the bell icon. You can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean. Leave us a review. That always helps as well. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We love you very much, and we will see you very soon for our final 2 episodes of this season. Who knows where that will lead, but I'm very excited to see where we go next. But stay safe. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.